see. Oh, yay, thank you for the follow. And let's see if your PNG shows up or Discord. Oh, there you are. Yay. All right, and we got our first dear viewer, Streaming Shadow. Thank you, thank you. Turok, appreciate that. Yeah, we're doing a thing. Keyword. A thing, I'm not sure. Make sure you sound all right. Discord.
If I don't, I can turn like myself up or down a little.
We're gonna. Gotta love working single monitor. See how that sounds?
Yeah. Hmm.
All right, everything sounds good. Yay, nothing's broke. All I see is a pop. Yeah, that they do that sometimes. Yeah, they should be able to hear them. Yes, it is a soup
Oh wait,
person. I don't know what kind of soup he is,
what
but he's
kind
a
of
soup
soup?
of kinds.
Wait, I'm trying to see if like on my all right, everything seems to be working.
Good.
Yeah, seems to work. There we go.
All right.
All right, I'm
Okay.
just
I think we're good to go. And we got all the
ignore.
tedious ad stuff. Oh yeah.
I just did the share thing so I'd pop it out quickly. There we
All
go.
right. No problem. Oh, what we can do? Oh yeah. I guess I should post on Twitter. I'm so used to multi-streaming. It's all right. We'll do this. Copy. Yeah. Did my last minute thumbnail, which is kind of great. Yep, I know, phone. I know. Ooh, surprised it picked that up. Anyways, all right, we got that. Got all the fun going live, posting stuff. All right, we should be all good to go here.
Everything good? All right.
Yep, all right. Oh, wait. Okay, model didn't freeze. Good. Um, all right. So why don't you introduce yourself?
All right. Well, on like Twitch and all that, not hot Superman, but
Mm-hmm.
most people just call me Soup because
Okay.
just easier to say that than the mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
um, I'm a streamer and content creator. I do like variety. I mainly play like some games, but just anything. Uh, Not too sure exactly what to say a whole lot about myself, but I guess the easiest thing is I'm what I would describe as one of the biggest, if not the most like the biggest nerd you'll meet. Let's put it that way. About basically anything.
I don't know. Yeah. Like
I
I,
don't know, man. Like
I don't know. I don't. Like I said, you're gonna have to like. You got some competition out there.
I got some competition from you or competition
From me,
from
a lot of
who we
people.
talking? A
I
lot
tend
of
to
people.
associate
I've kept
giant
myself
nerds.
up for so far. So maybe.
I see
Hmm.
you was playing Cuphead recently. How have you enjoyed that?
Pretty good. I did when I was younger, like I played on Xbox One Cuphead,
Mm-hmm.
and then I took a huge break, and then I got my PC in between that. Didn't immediately get Cuphead or anything, but I just, on a whim,
Mm-hmm.
like remembered it, got the game, and I played it on PC because I'd never played keyboard and mouse before with it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like my skills transferred way over. Like I was good on Xbox, but like I beat aisle 1, 2, and half of 3 in like 50 minutes with one
Wow.
death. It's 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 very easy for me for some reason. I don't understand it.
all the FPS skills
Um,
because I was looking at like your stream charts. I'm like, oh, you stream a lot of Valorant. That's probably why.
I do okay. That's because wait, actually, let me see. Yeah, those are recent. Wait, is it?
Twitch tracker. That's where I found it.
Oh, Twitch. Okay, yes, yes, I did do a lot of that in the past. I haven't
Hmm.
looked at Twitch Tracker in a hot minute, actually. Wonder what that looks like. Let me see.
Like I was looking, I'm like, oh, you kind of were sporadic in 2021, and then it looks like the last
Hmm.
year or so you've been a little bit more consistent or
Yeah,
had
no,
the more
I
time
would say
to.
very sporadic in the past. Yeah. Uh, but yeah. That is, I'd say Valorant. Yeah, is a thing I play a decent amount. I played. Um, I don't know. I played Rivals for a bit, which
Hmm.
I'm also pretty good at for some reason. But I don't know. Just with games, I do a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
I like to find out the little mechanics. Um, I don't know. I'm good at some of them, but it's not always. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It feels to the point where it's less of like taking the game as the fun side sometimes, which I'm not a huge fan of, but yeah.
Gotcha. So you're kind of do like optimal growth or just like, oh, the game's too easy. That's like the thing. It's
Uh well, not well. When you say like optimal growth, you mean like in the game, right?
like,
Is that what
yeah,
you're
like,
saying?
oh, this game is
Yeah, yeah,
meta
yeah.
and trendy, so I will do this because many
Oh,
people like this
oh.
game.
No, 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 not in the sense of like Twitch. I mean just in general with Yushi games.
Oh.
Like for example, Minecraft. I know it doesn't say much on streams for that, but in the sense of like as a game, when I was really well, not yeah, when I first got like my computer and all that, that was the main game I played.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say like as a whole easily over 10,000 hours. Um I did a lot of just like playing that game, and I was pretty good at it, but every time I'd play it, like one or two things would happen. Either if I was playing with other people, I'd either grind too much and it wouldn't be too fun for them, or I would do like nothing. I would just sit back, and then they'd grind too much and it wouldn't be fun for me. It would always go back and forth, and eventually I kind of stopped playing because I just got tired of that. And it just
Gotcha.
yeah, kind of similar to what I mean is more of the like sometimes I feel like I take it for more the like optimal game aspect than the fun, and I don't like that I do that, and so I try not to, but it's something I've noticed about myself.
I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but like I understand like
No,
the issue of like
yeah.
hyperfixation. Like you get stuck on a game and like you stop playing the
Hmm.
game and that they're like, there goes your audience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair with that, like that's one of the reasons why there's a few games that I didn't really want to when I was playing Valorant, for example. Most of the time that I played, I didn't play like competitive or anything, or at least stream it, because I didn't want any of the audience for that to be like just purely based on skill. I would talk a lot with
Gotcha.
like just random people, and I'd rather it be for like personality in that,
Mm-hmm.
because that way people are watching you because they like you. It's like they like the personality. They think you're interesting, not just you're good at a game.
Yeah,
Because that
that's
way you can
always.
actually have a community where you talk with people.
Mm-hmm. That's always like an issue with some people. They're like, oh yeah, they no
Mhm.
one will watch you if you're good or bad at games. I'm like, it really depends on personality. I know I'm laughably bad at games to the point it's almost comical. And it's just like, hey, I'm persistent. I'm having fun at the end of the day. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's what matters. Like I don't know. I feel like with like streaming as a whole, there was that thing. I don't know if you ever encountered this particularly, but I remember there was a time when like I would hear a bunch of people like who didn't know much about streaming. They'd say like, "Why would you watch someone play a game when you could just play it yourself?" And for that, what I always thought was most of the time whenever I watch a streamer or I watch like a YouTube video, something like that, I'm not usually watching it for like the gameplay. I'm watching it because like the game's interesting sometimes, but even when it's like the game, it's always because there's like the personality behind it from whoever's playing. If it if it's that, then ugh, I don't know. Always got to have some of the like personality aspect.
Oh, definitely. And there's always like no commentary long plays if you just want like strictly a gameplay. Like
Mm-hmm.
one of those things like I did is like, oh, I don't have the console or I didn't have the funds so to get that game, or I was like too poor growing up, you know. So I have a large backlog of games I want to play, and that's what I've been kind of going through.
I got you. Um, do-do-do. So I haven't done anything like these interviews before. How does this like work? Do you have like questions or anything? Do we go
I just have
over
a like a
stuff?
brief outline, you know, the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Just you know, we'll just kind of go from that, you know.
I got you.
Uh huh.
Mm.
So why VTubing in a sense, you know, in particular?
Why like specifically? Okay. So, hmm. To delve a little bit into that, originally like VTubing wasn't the initial thing that I like was into. Originally, like it was just like content creation as a whole. Like way before I wanted to do like VTubing, I wanted to be like a streamer. I wanted to just like I found like the content creation, all that to be like just a dream career. And the thing is, I would at that time I didn't want to like show I didn't want to like face or anything like that. And honestly, originally when I first started, like not I didn't even really consider it like VTubing at first, but I kind of just put like a just a random PNG, and I was like, this is just like has like some interaction aspect. It wasn't even relating to that at first, but then I remember I did that, and there was a few like because of that I got a little bit into the community, and I taught like I not talked I watched some other streamers and stuff, and from that aspect it definitely I wouldn't say it's the thing that turned me on to VTubing as like 100%, but it's definitely what like started me down that path. And so I just like I like the idea definitely now, but I don't think it originally started even as like 100% like VTubing is what I want to do.
Gotcha. So it was just streaming was the big goal you really wanted to do, but you like
Mm-hmm.
the privacy aspect.
Yeah, and so it was just like very at the very beginning, it was just like it's an easy thing to do. It's like it seemed good, and then I got more into it, and I actually like enjoyed it. I realized that it's like I like this aspect of it more than just it's convenient.
Oh, definitely. One of the things that I'm actually curious about is have you run into the issue of not everybody wants to talk to a VTuber or a cartoon character? Have you had that issue where it's like, oh, you kind of hit a wall?
In the sense of like
Growth,
do you mean
content
like
wise, that kind of stuff.
oh growth content wise? Not necessarily because usually like I don't know. The people I like talk to, there's a few of my friends, a few people in different communities, and not in the sense of like streamer wise, but like for example, before I moved like and started taking streaming a little consistently, there's little like gaming communities and stuff like that, like just for random servers that I'd play on and I'd be known through. Some of those people watch me to this day, and they like I wouldn't say they're huge into VTubing and all that, but they don't necessarily care like that it's that aspect. I don't think I've ran into the point where it's someone not wanting to talk to me because of that. Because I don't know. To me, it just feels like first and foremost, I'm kind of me, and I try and like I don't know. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but I wouldn't say I've hit that wall just yet. I imagine that there's gonna be a time where that happens,
Oh,
but I can't say
definitely.
it's happened yet.
Have you like so you're not one of these people that plays like a character or anything? Like I'm this super dope demon lord thing.
Nah, I have for my like OC and stuff like that, I have some lore and stuff. It's not necessarily huge, but it's I don't play like really a persona per se
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like there was times it's kind of weird to describe. When I was much younger, I feel like I was putting on kind of like a mask, kind of just not in a sense of streaming, but just like with friends and stuff like that on the internet for a variety of reasons. And I did it so often that it became kind of like part of me. And it's a little like weird for me to kind of like describe, but it doesn't feel like I'd say the way that I am on stream is the way I am off. The only difference being maybe I'll be a little more energetic or something like that, simply for the fact of like talking to someone. There, like if I'm streaming and I'm talking with someone, I'm gonna talk with them more than if I'm just sitting there listening to a YouTube video and playing a game randomly. Just because like that's a scenario where it's like a more likely. But I'd say like the content of my conversation stays like the same and my personality.
Well, that's good. You haven't run into like that, like, oh, you're the same as, so like somebody meets you online, they're not gonna be IRL to be like, oh, you deceive me, you're not this, you're not that. It's like I think the whole persona thing is starting to slowly die out. Um, so did you start like you started what 2021
Uh,
VTubing?
Technically yes, but no. VTubing, that's just streaming as a whole.
All right.
VTubing, I would say, I can actually see when I started based on, because originally I was just doing streaming, and I met a friend who was named Noel, and it's not the current model I have, but it is well not model, but like a character I have. But they helped me make like a design thing because they do a bunch of art, and just like on a whim, they were like they helped me out with that. And actually, the entire reason I got like really into VTubing was kind of like just coincidence. So originally, well, I started getting into VTubing, but the reason like I like pushed forward more to like actually try and develop like a character and all that is once I had that original here, let me see if I might be able to share my screen
All right.
or to
Go up here then, real quick.
see. I don't know if you're able to show that on
Uh,
stream or if I should just send you the link for the
yeah.
website. Whichever one would be easier for you.
You can send the link real quick.
All right, here you go. I don't know if that'll directly take you to like the tag. If not, I'll look at the stream and I'll tell you kind of where to go.
Just I'm seeing your links and stuff here in particular.
Go to credits. Then it should be
All
all
right, all
credits
the
and then
credits.
legacy.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
legacy art
legacy.
credits. Oh.
And then when you see null right there, because I try and keep like all the art I have, everything like that. Um, I try and keep it all like organized and every like for example, if you look at my files where I have all the art,
Mm-hmm.
each one of them is saved as soup OC underscore the artist's name underscore and then whatever it's about. Because I have just awful memory and I always want to like credit all that, so I try and put it all here. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just gonna blank at some point. But
Ah, gotcha,
um,
gotcha.
the reason for like me getting hugely into it, I don't know if this will pop up,
Wasn't like any
but
of the big
like in
corpo or no, it was just like, oh, it seems neat.
yeah, no, it seems neat. Literally, it was the if you're looking at the legacy,
Yeah, I
I'm
am.
trying. Are you trying to show stream it or
Uh,
how to do?
hold on.
I
We're
don't
gonna
know
do
if that's what you're trying to do. I was just kind of waiting. I didn't know if that was
gameplay. We'll tab it over here real quick.
do.
Okay, let me do. We'll just do a display capture. Hold on. Let me get you on screen here too. And I let them know so they can submit Q&As. We'll do it this and go here. Yeah, we got this nice image here.
So
Mm-hmm.
that first one right there,
Yes.
the null vid, that
Yeah.
is the original concept design of like this character that I had, and there's certain aspects that are like traveled over to what the character is now.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I did that, and if you scroll down a little, I had some emotes made by someone named Princeling Dante,
Oh, wow, a lot of
and
them.
yeah, this was just for my like Twitch channel at that point. Um, but as you can see, just in that, like these are made for Twitch. So like if you
Mm-hmm.
look at a good example is probably the like up arrow on the far right top.
Yeah.
Like if you can see, it's kind of cropped into a square.
Yeah.
There's no other version of that, like because it's a Twitch emote. It's meant for that. I wanted to like edit a YouTube video, and I tried to just like paste the emote there for it to like give that personality, but it looks really weird if you have like it cropped like a square. So I
Mm-hmm.
reached out to the person printing Dante and see if like they can if I can pay them to like expand it basically. They didn't have the files, so I reached out to someone else named Cupid, and who is if you go back and then the actual art credits to begin with,
All right.
like the normal art credits, it's what my character is now.
Credits are credits. Take a look.
Um,
It's Cupid's.
I decided to like kind of basically redesign my character based off of that because like I had that opportunity. And this like what's on the art credits right that is there is like my current character.
Gotcha. Well, it's similar design though. It's not like too
Mm-hmm.
radically
Yeah,
different.
exactly. There's a few aspects that are changed. Like for example, they have heterochromia. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really see it in
Ooh.
the PNG. But the best example is the first image, the like banner. It has the left eye is I didn't want it to be like too contrasting, but it's just two different hues of purple,
Yeah.
and it's just little things like I don't know. I wanted to redesign it, and so that's kind of what led me down that path. Just those little coincidences of oh they didn't save the files of this, and then I had to reach out to someone else, and then I had that opportunity, and then I just did it. It
Yeah,
just moved
like
all
I
right.
probably
Like
wouldn't have noticed that or chromie. I would just think it's like a lighting trick or rendering
mhm.
that.
Yeah, uh, I have that more shown in what is like it now in like I don't think I've posted the emotes because I got them done recently
Yeah,
on
I
here.
see one of them with the flames. Yeah, it does kinda.
Yeah, no, I haven't posted them in here just yet, but I have just let's see if I can put it. I just post it in the chat.
All right, this here. Let's take a look then.
Like for example,
Oh, that.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I got the emotes redone. I haven't posted it on there because it got done recently.
That's good, a little bit more obvious, but it's a good way to stand
Mm-hmm.
out too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think
But
you're like one
yeah,
of the few
that's
people who didn't like get inspired by like corpo stuff, to be like to do the whole
corpo.
VTubing thing.
What do you mean? What does like the corpo thing mean?
Like Hollow Live, Niji Sanji, V
Oh,
Shoujo,
oh,
like
I got you.
all the
Yeah,
big, like super famous VTubers.
no. For like, mm, I don't know. I would say like as a whole with like VTubing, even though I do it, I wouldn't say I'm too like super knowledgeable about like a whole lot. If I'm being honest, like I know the basics of a bunch of stuff, but like for a decent while, like I didn't know what like an Oshi was or stuff like that, like little things like that.
Oh,
And it's just yeah, I would watch like I would watch VTubers from time to time, but I would find that the majority of the time I'd be watching like my friends, and so I wouldn't get like hugely into the space at that moment. And so I don't know. I just wouldn't say like there is one person who I did watch who was not corporate, they're indie, but the one like main big streamer is Shoto.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is, they're
Hmm.
huge, but
Yeah.
I've seen like
Besides
some of their
that,
clips and stuff.
hmm I like I honestly like I've watched some of their streams from time to time. I would say maybe I've like if any other like big streamer is anything like that, maybe I've watched 40 minutes tops, if not like clips. I haven't looked into too much, honestly.
Wow, I was the
Uh,
exact opposite. I hyper fixated and just like did so much cartoonish amounts of research on it before I even started.
I did research more in like just like I didn't look at any of the streams. Honestly, I probably should have. I was looking more at like more of the I don't know how to exactly to say it. Like it's not kind of the design like design wise. So I'd look up like models of a bunch of different people, and then I'd look at how the entire thing works. Like how live 2D. Like I don't do live 2D at the moment. I'm actually planning on moving into that semi soon, but more looking at it from that aspect than the actual like streamers is what I kind of did. Which I probably should have done the streamers too, but
Gotcha. You
eh.
went more for the design and tutorial aspects as opposed to like learning about like the
Mhm.
whole history and drama and all
Mhm.
that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no wrong way to
exactly.
do it.
Mhm.
Are you gonna do like a little lore video or anything when you get your live
Maybe
2D?
later on. I'm not definitely not like immediately because like the lore I have, I really love it, but it's definitely not a short lore. It is. I don't think I'd be able to get it done right when I like switch over,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely at some point would want to. Like if I pull it up, I think it is. I have two versions of it. Cause I've so it's there's multiple parts, but the first part is the only thing that's like finalized at this moment.
Yeah.
And there is two versions. One which is a short version, and the other which is like the original kind of written. And then we went in because I personally am not the best writer. I have a friend whose name is Sev.
Mm-hmm.
They're credited in the stuff who like helped me actually like write it so it like is a good like story wise rather than just like points.
Yeah.
Um, and basically they helped me with that. And the original thing here is 5 pages long, but the
Oh,
expanded is 16. And the
that's
like
not
added is
bad.
there's a few. It's not awful, but like for an animation video and all that, I'm not sure I'd be able to do that like just like off the bat, you know?
Yeah.
It'd take some time, but I'd be interested in doing it at
And
some
that
point.
depends if you
It'd be
want to
fun.
do the whole anime comic or just be like, yeah, here's my lore, 16 pages, go for it. But
Oh yeah.
mine's,
Oh okay. So wait, you mean like just public having the lore accessed publicly? Is that
yeah.
what you're implying? Oh okay, okay. That's what I thought you meant like by a lore video. I thought you meant like an animatic kind of.
Well, you
That's what I
can
was
do an
picturing.
animatic, but that's just like
Mhm.
really, really, really expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, at some point I'd like that, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do it immediately.
Like my lore, I've been writing a novel about it, and it's just, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just write it out. It won't take that long, and here we are, months and months later. But I can just
Hmm,
summarize my lore in like one sentence, which I think is a little easier for people.
I got you.
Yeah, time
What
traveling
would your
reporter, not too wild.
time traveling reporter?
Yes.
Fair enough. Trying to think of how I would describe like Uh, hmm. I don't know exactly how I describe it because this isn't in the first part that's public.
Yeah.
It implies something happened, but it doesn't give you specifics. There
Gotcha.
is a there is a creature so if you look at kind of like the art on my stuff, one thing that like kind of stands out is like kind of a vampirish theme,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
my
they got
character
the
is
whole
not a
gothic, American
vampire.
gothic stuff.
Yeah, my character is not a vampire, but it is actually the like ancient Greek it's the original. It's what like vampires were based off of. It's
Oh, right, like
uh
Nosferatu being,
N- no,
or
Nosferatu. This was like even before that. Nosferatu was
oh,
like, because Nosferatu was like that's what vampires like, the kind of romanticized version of it. But originally it was called. I'm trying to get the link to it. It's called like Vicrolas or something like that. It was a Greek thing, and it imagine like a vampire without any of the romanticism. So it's
like I know there's one in Chinese that's like Jing Shi or something. That's like their version, but I'm not sure about the Greek version of it.
yeah, I just sent it to you. Basically, like it's undead. So like for example, with vampires, they'd bite like they would like bite your neck, you turn to a vampire. With
Oh,
Vicrolas, if you kind of basically got like infected or like so like if any of their like blood or stuff got into your system, like you would, if you like actually die, you come back to life almost in the sense of like a zombie
yeah.
as this creature,
Yeah, similar to the
less of like
Jiangxi,
a
I can
just
see
turning.
that.
Hmm.
Trying
It's
to
definitely
read this real quick, see if they say like which Greek, like which Eastern European country they say the Vicrolas. Lithuanian Americans, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? No, they don't say. They just say Eastern Europe. I'm like, oh,
I
because
think
there's all
over here it says
kinds of
like
weird ones they have there.
yeah. This is yeah, it's literally saying neighboring Slavic.
Exactly, that
It's
could
not
be
too
big
descriptive here.
area.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, I mean, like in those neighboring Slavic, like around that area is where like vampires are too. So,
Like ancient, the Slavic was like just like a big area. It used to go like all the
hmm
way from
hmm
like parts of Germany down to Italy. So back in the Middle
plus, I
Ages.
mean, it yeah at the like end of it, it says like the this was during the Ottoman period,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely around that, like it's such a big area. Yeah.
Uh,
Um, but basically, it's my character. The like TLDR of the lore is a scenario where there's this person who you I don't want to like necessarily spoil it because there's a huge aspect of it,
mm-hmm.
but end result is my character is basically not fully in the sense of a Vicrola, because a Vicrola, to become that, you would be infected and then you would die and become that.
Mm-hmm.
My character's in the stage where like he hasn't died yet, but he has been infected.
He's not
So
dead yet. He just feels like death.
no, not necessarily. It's like basically he's not fully. It's like he's in the process of being turned, and once he dies, he is turned fully. But Vicrolas
Oh.
are like fully evil creatures. So he is not at that stage yet, because for him to get to that stage, he'd have to die. But in this like meantime, he has basically all the powers and stuff of what this creature would be. Like that's like all the emphasis of them minus the kind of intent. The intent is what happens once they die.
Gotcha.
Um and
Yeah, something
yeah,
of a half
that's
breed there.
basically yeah, exactly. Kind of like half is the easiest way to describe it, I think. Do. But yeah,
Oh,
that's kind of my character.
have you
I
run
don't really know
into
how to
any issues
say what
with
they are.
like parasocial fans at all?
Uh, no, not really. Not that I can really say. I mean, like with me, I feel like most people in my community I talk to, like if they talk to, especially like I wouldn't consider myself a big streamer or anything like that. If anyone talks to me, I talk back to them, stuff like that. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
um, I wouldn't say I've had the scenario where
Don't want like crossing boundaries or being like inappropriate.
no, I wouldn't say so because like there's been times where there's jokes and stuff like that that are made, but it's not a sense of like just out of nowhere inappropriate, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Like kind of a scenario where it's like almost warranted in a way. Like it's not like it's not it's kind of like it. I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't feel inappropriate in the sense of it being like a real thing. More of like
Gotcha.
just a
It's not
joke
mean
as
spirited.
the yeah. Well, not even like the necessarily mean spirited, but yeah, the like intent is different than the message, if that makes sense.
Ah, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, myself, I've had quite a few of them incidents or just people being like wildly inappropriate or just be like
Ugh.
a jerk being like, yeah, well, you're not a real person behind the avatar or ha ha ha, pretty woman, show face, please.
You're not a real person behind the avatar.
Yeah, like they don't seem to understand that or they think they can go around harassing or just being like a sex pest creep. And it's like, you're just making it bad for all the other VTubers who are just trying to do normal stuff.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think because like I understand like I don't think it's right by any means, but if someone is thinking like trying to disconnect it like the humanity aspect of like humanizing someone, it's easier to do if you're not seeing the person face to face. I can understand that because it's just psychology, but at the same time to like say that like you're not a I don't understand like what would have to go through your brain for that.
Yeah,
But
it's always interesting trying to figure out like how did you get there? What did we do to get to this point?
yeah, it I don't know. I'm on the psychology aspect that I just said. It like I love all that. I love kind of I don't know how to like everything like I'm saying like I'm trying to like word it without it sounding kind of weird because it's the easiest way I can think of it to describe is like how people tick like kind of
Mm-hmm.
like you said for example with the parasocial aspect. If someone is at that stage, obviously I don't condone, I condemn that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think it's right by any means. I feel like it's harmful for both the streamer. I feel like it's harmful for the person who's being parasocial as well. I feel like it's harmful for everyone involved. However, while I don't condone it or anything like that, I still find it interesting to like see how you get from the like is there that case of it's always been this way for you? Like did you like the second you kind of saw anyone like this, you immediately treated them that way? Did it progress? What in your mind like what's the reasoning kind of?
Yeah, it
I
is
always
like
find that fascinating to like see people's
definitely
internal
interesting.
justification.
That and the big issue with VTubing is anonymity. Some of the things I've noticed, like
Mm-hmm.
some people, they'll be like, "Oh, I can just be like a complete jerk to people, no consequences, no this." It's like people are smart; they're gonna figure you out pretty quick, and you just can't like, "Okay, I'm just gonna rebrand as a new identity, and I'll just keep." Yeah, it doesn't work like that. The internet's not the Wild West or as anonymous as it used to be.
Mm-hmm. As well as if you're trying to make a career out of streaming, if you rebrand, like I'm assuming if you're being a VTuber and you're like using your voice to talk, unless you use a voice changer or something, like you're expecting people not to recognize that, like you're not going to change your like mindset based on just changing your model.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's I don't know, man. It's you might like lose a few people who aren't looking or anything like that. But if someone comes across you who knew the other your like redesign, I mean your prior design, You're
Yeah.
gonna realize that that's you. It's not like I just change or like a get out of jail free card.
That it's just a nightmare, like SEO wise, like long term will be like, because I've known so many people they'll like change their name, they'll change their model, they'll just spend so much money, and it's just like spent thousands and thousands of dollars. It's like, oh, now I'm a mermaid, now I'm a cat girl, now I'm a robot, or stuff like that. And it's just so wild to me. Like this, did they not go in initially knowing like what you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, I don't know what to add on to that. I feel like I'm just preaching to the choir here. I feel like it's like, yeah, I agree. I agree that I don't really. Uh, it's weird. It's weird for sure.
Is there any content you hope to make in the future? Whether it be like, you want to build up your fan base, you don't have the funds, or just like, oh, I want to upgrade
Um,
my PC.
so I would say from the aspect of community, of course, like I'd like to grow, like I'd like to make this like some sort of career where I can actually have people like a community around me where I can like just talk to people. Hopefully, even if it's something as small as just being entertaining or something like. I don't feel like I don't necessarily feel like I would be to that degree of being like super helpful, but I know personally when I've been in like a down spot or something, there's been times where I've turned on someone's stream and it's either even if it's not like helping me deal with the issue, it's helped me take my mind off it for that period where I'm struggling. And if it's as simple as that, and it's just as little as being entertaining and helping someone out like that, and I get to do something I love, like I that would mean the world to me. That's just a dream come true. I can be helpful. I can help others, and like I'm doing what I enjoy, what makes me truly happy in life.
That's a
And
good
so,
philosophy to have, because some people have it
yeah.
for like different reasons. I've seen some they're like, oh, I just want to do like idol stuff. I want to do karaoke stuff. Some may want to go down that route. Others are just like, I just want to be silly anime person online. You know,
Uh, yeah. For me, I feel like kind of incorporating kind of most of it. Like, I don't feel like there's necessarily one aspect that I like love. Like I would say one thing I've kind of liked doing, well, like the idea of doing. I haven't done it. When I was really young, I did acting, I did modeling, but I'd like to do like voice acting from at some point. I haven't done anything like in experience, not in the sense of a career or anything down that path, but just for fun from time to time. Like just something where like I'd just do something just because I enjoy it. And it's little things like that where I wouldn't say to go as far as like wanting that to be like my brand or identity and like moving to that degree, but just something like fun, something that I enjoy, just covering most of those aspects. That's what I'd say, like moving on to, I guess.
yeah, there's like tons of like fan voice acting stuff, voice acting club, casting club. Those are like the two big ones I can think of. Now, a lot of people just do it for fun, or they're just learning how to improve their voices and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
Gonna close this real quick. My mind went blank. Oh my goodness, it is so late.
Do you normally like stream around this time?
Yeah, I do it after my nursing job.
Ooh, I got you. So like, yeah, good. Okay, okay. Hmm.
Yeah, it's.
So, what do you normally like play and all that, if I may ask? Like, do you play
I've
games
slowly been
usually, or do
going through
you
my backlog. We're recently playing Hades 1, which I've been dying a lot.
Hades?
I think
Okay.
I'm up to like 80. Wait, is it 92 deaths so far?
Is there
And
any
Hi
like
Fi Rush, which was a trip trying to get through. I died a lot with that yesterday. And I started
Okay,
out with like
okay.
cozy games, Stardew Valley, My Time at Portia, that kind of thing. Until I kind of
Yeah.
got out of it. It was just like, listen, I get to a point of like, I feel like I can only make this so interesting. Like, I know my limits in
Yeah.
a sense.
Makes sense. I can understand that. Hmm.
Yeah. Are you the person in the future going to do like mixed media, or that's off the table for people to show your face?
Oh, mixed media in the sense of
People do
like
it like
IRL streaming stuff like that.
IRL. Sometimes they'll show their face.
Mm.
Sometimes they'll use their model. Depends how they feel.
I'm honestly like I've thought of that myself. I don't think I can confidently say one way or the other. Because like at times I'll be feeling like absolutely not, like I don't feel like I'd ever do that. But then there's times where I feel like I would, like it might be easier just to do that in general. And there's times where I feel like I just wait down the line. It just goes back and forth. At this
Gotcha.
moment, no. But like I would definitely say there's a large possibility way down the line. And I don't really know like how that would play out. I'm not exactly sure.
Adding on to that, would you be the type to do like the whole convention circuits? Will there just be like just to meet up with friends, or just if you had the opportunity to do like a meet and greet type of thing?
Um I feel like it depends because with I would love to do like either way like even if I don't do like a mixed media in the sense of IRL streaming, I'd love to meet up with friends, like if I make some VTuber friends like that I'd want to like meet up with, even if I'm not streaming it or anything, I'd love to do that. And then with like meet and greets and stuff like that, I feel like it depends on that instance because I'd love to do it, but I'm not sure like if I'd want to do it at something like I know there's like the Twitch Con and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure of too much of the conventions, but I wouldn't want to do it like I don't know. I feel like me just sitting at a booth and just like saying hi would feel like kind of disingenuous to me. I'd want to do something more than that, and I don't know what that would be, but like I feel like I'd be okay with doing a meet and greet in that style. I just don't feel like it would be the degree I'd want. I'd want to do like more.
Gotcha. Then the middle row would be like doing like a VR chat type of thing.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, I guess.
So you're
Cause like
not like
for
at a
me,
time limit of like, all right, you got 5 minutes.
oh yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. I was thinking more of the aspect of because like usually when I think of the meet and greet, I think of it more as like the aspect of you like physically being right in front of the person as like the main contributor in my mind at least.
A lot of them don't. They
And
have them like on an iPad. At least if they do like the full
oh,
VTuber thing.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
but
Oh
they're
wait,
like
no,
super
I have seen
expensive to
that. Yeah,
rent
yeah.
because you need like
I
someone
have
there to make
seen
sure
that.
nobody
Okay.
like steals the iPad or something.
Yeah, okay. I have seen that actually. Now I'm thinking about it. I've seen clips of I think it was like Iron Mouse and
Yeah,
stuff like
being
that. Okay.
wheeling around in the little robot.
Yes, I okay. Now I misinterpreted what you were saying, but yes. To that, yes. To the other thing, I would say yes as well. Just it would depend.
Gotcha. Is there any events you're doing or anything you're looking forward to in the next few months? Got any fun
I'm not
projects?
exactly sure like date wise when this would be, but there are two things that I am looking forward to. There's a few things that are like way further down the line that I have ideas for that are like drafted, but I'm waiting for like some other external events before I get to that point where I even start to plan a date. None of these have dates just yet, but sometime in the near future, I'm going to try and do some sort of like longer stream where it's not necessarily purely a donathon in a
A
sense,
marathon
but
type of stream?
yeah,
Like a
the
12
easiest way I
hour
can like
one or just like that?
uh like I'd say I'd put like a minimum of something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Same sense of like a subathon, but instead of just that, there's other things where it doesn't involve money. Like for example, there's it can be goals, little challenges, stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
I may do throughout it, and maybe that adds to the time. Maybe it does things. So it's not just a monetary thing. And the reason I'm kind of looking forward to that is because I have some people who are like editing and stuff like that
Yeah.
I am looking forward to like working with. And so I'm planning something for that, and then not necessarily a thing where that would be like a fundraising thing in a type of way, but the other aspect, the other thing that I'm looking forward to is which I don't have any time for any date plans. I don't have a date for either, but the first one would definitely be before the second.
Mm-hmm.
The second being I have like a little almost like game show esque thing planned. Not planned, but like idea planned. I can't go too much in depth on it, but it's I want to do that once I get like my model. And so
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even started like the date for like I don't have any idea because I don't have the date planned for the model. But once I get that aspect, I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like it'll be fun.
Oh, definitely. And the hard part, like trying to get people to actually commit to something. Like trying to get VTubers, at least my experience, trying to get them collabs, like trying to herd cats some days.
I I feel like hmm I have a few groups of people that like I talk to from time to time where I can get them on like pretty consistently. But with I don't know. I've heard a lot of like similar situations to what you're saying where it's like very hard to get like a consistent schedule. But in my personal experience, I haven't come across that just yet. And I'm just waiting for that. Like I feel like I've been very lucky in that sense.
Oh, definitely
And
very
I'm just like
fortunate.
I'm waiting for it to come crashing down and like it to be that scenario where it's like a very hard like time issue or whatever. But yeah,
And that's been my biggest
I can't say I've
obstacle, just
experienced
like
it too
trying to
much yet.
get people to collab, or it's like, oh, what time do you do it? Oh, I do around 5. I'm like, can you do 10? No, that's too late. Or I used to be a day streamer, so I used to do it again before my shift work, before I decided to just do after work. And they'd be like, yeah, that's too early, or just trying to find one that has like
Yeah.
the same interests as me.
I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Because I met a lot of incredible one, but not too like I think I don't know how interesting it would be just like if I did like Dota stream or Valorant stream with someone. I'm like, because I feel like I'm limited on what I can do, and I know my mind turns to mush if a game's too repetitive.
Mhm. Like that's the entire thing with me, like regarding collabs and stuff like that. Not necessarily in the sense of like games, but like because that's an entirely different scenario. Because like for example, you just said like if a game's too repetitive, it'll kind of turn your brain. I'm not sure. I know there's scenarios where it's like for example, I stopped streaming Marvel Rivals a lot because I would there'd be little periods of time like in the middle of me talking where I would have to kind of like concentrate for like maybe 10 seconds. And that's not usually a problem, but I would be in the middle of a conversation just stop, and so I'd find it hard for me to continue like a topic, and it's hard for me to like engage in that way. And because of that aspect, I stopped streaming it. I feel like not including game wise, I know this isn't the case for the majority of people, but I feel like if two people are willing to like just talk, even if they don't have the same interests and stuff like that, it's great seeing like perspectives. It may not be a scenario where it would be great for like a huge collab, like a few hour long or whatever, but because like you may not be able to like stay on the same topic or something. But maybe just getting differing opinions and like just talking out like their thought process and stuff like that. Like I don't know, always find that interesting to me.
Oh, definitely. What's the longest stream have you ever done? Or you? Because I'm looking at some of your stuff here on Twitch Tracker, and they're kind of short. At least the recent
Actually, it's going to
ones.
be way longer than the things you're seeing on Twitch Tracker. The longest one I did was an 84-hour stream. Yeah, yeah. It's I have somewhere like a I remember I had a few things for it, but basically I was challenging myself to like I wanted to. It was very last minute. I shouldn't have done it the way I did. I liked it, but I did it with very poor planning and everything. Like about like maybe 2 3 days beforehand, I was like I kind of want to do something special, and so I'm gonna try and aim for like 2 to 3 days where I'm just gonna stream. That was the goal, and then it moved on to like there were little challenges I did and stuff like that, where if reached it would add time, and the end result was like 84 hours and like a few minutes. And actually, like the reason I ended wasn't even like tired or anything like that. It wasn't even like honestly, I got kind of like burnt out almost for that, which is the main reason because like I was that's the main reason I feel like I didn't plan it right, so I kept like almost stumbling through certain things, and I felt that kind of like burnout almost. So I took a little break, and that's actually the reason why it ended when it did instead of like something where oh you stream for 84 hours. So like if someone else said that to me, I'm assuming the reason they stopped is because they got that tired, but it just wasn't the case for me.
You weren't like napping at all during this or sleeping on stream?
No, not for the 84. I'd get up, I'd do stuff like there'd be little breaks where I'd eat, shower, all that, but otherwise no, that was a long stream.
Oh, that
Usually I
is
know that's not the case,
insane.
but yeah. Yeah, I played a lot of just like I think Swift plays of Valorant during that because there were definitely interesting people on at 3 a.m.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, that was my experience for the longest stream I've done.
Do you edit your own clips or VODs, or is that something you're learning how to do? Or you're just like, I have the money, I'll pay people to do that.
Um, Interesting. You said like that's one of the funding things. Like that's the main reason for that. I've I know how to edit. I can do it
Mm-hmm.
actually pretty well. The thing is, like, I know most people don't like the sound of their own voice like when they hear it on
Yeah.
recording, but it feels like a like the way people describe how they feel. Like they will say, "Oh, I don't sound good" or something like that. For me, when I hear myself on like a voice, it's like I don't know how to like this. It feels like torture almost. Like it is so, ugh.
Ah, yeah, like a
And it's
visceral
gotten a little better.
reaction.
Yeah, like I would edit things and it would be like I would edit things that didn't have my voice in it, and I do it perfectly. I know how to do it. I know the steps. I know how to use the programs. But when it came to my own voice, I just physically could not sit there and do it. I would just like I'd either keep putting it off, and then eventually when I did try and do it, I couldn't do it for like long enough to get anything worth of value done. And it
Gotcha.
was a problem. But yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, I have the same issue. It's like I can only do it like for a few hours before it's like, all right, I gotta take a break. I'm sick of hearing myself talk.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's something.
ugh.
What editing software do you use?
I used DaVinci Resolve, and then I
Nice.
used the premium version of it afterwards. It's honestly, in my opinion, if there's anyone looking to do like editing, because DaVinci Resolve is free, it's like entirely free. But then there's a premium version where you get like certain features that are better.
Mm.
But you can use it for free, and it's still really good. It's
Oh,
like by far, in
definitely.
my opinion, the best free version out there. Well, free like editing software out there. It can be complicated, but if you learn it, you can probably do the most as well as it just being the best.
Yeah, the only thing I've had issues if it would just like kill my laptop, and it's like, oh, so it's like, oh, I have to
That
actually get an
that
actual
is.
setup.
Did you okay? So that is actually a thing that I looked into because I remember I took my laptop. Like I'm on PC. I got like a
Mm-hmm.
desktop and everything like that. But I also had a laptop. I don't use it anymore. I actually don't know where it is. But I had a laptop where it wasn't like a gaming laptop. It was like kind of just a work. And I remember I recorded a bunch of stuff. I was gonna edit it over because I was leaving like my house for a little bit. Um, like to go on a trip and just I knew I'd have some free time where I was gonna just plan on edit. and I realized it was really bad, like playback wise. Like whenever I'd export the video, it'd be fine, but on DaVinci itself, it would mess up. There's actually settings that like DaVinci is really bad at optimization when it first gets on your computer, but if you put the settings to like what is good for your computer, which you can look up certain things to do that, it works really well, surprisingly, even on like lower end.
Yeah, I think my laptop's a little too old. I think I got it from like 2018, so it's like, yeah. And it
Yeah,
would
it's
was like crashing between like doing tabs. I'm like, well, I could still play The Sims at least. Because that's the original reason I got it.
fair enough.
Alright. Okay, need to hydrate here a bit. Alright, what else? Is there any games in particular you're looking forward that have come out this year or are going to come out?
Um, hmm. I do. I haven't. Okay, so I played Undertale when I was young, and I played chapter 1 and 2 of Deltarune. I saw that the third and fourth chapter came out. I bought it instantly. It's downloaded on my computer. I've seen no spoilers, and I haven't played in any minutes of it because I want to do it on stream, but I haven't gotten into it yet. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Otherwise, not really.
Yeah, it's like really popular. I've been trying to like dodge spoilers about it for a while now.
Hmm.
Because I know how like rabid like the fandom can be. It's like everything.
Yeah. I feel like if I look up one thing or like if anyone shares me anything, I click on one video that has any mention of it, my YouTube feed is gonna be like just blasted with shorts and stuff like that, just
Mm-hmm.
all about it, and I'm just gonna get absolutely spoiled, and I do not want that. So I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few I've been like, um, one in particular I've been playing through, and this is off stream because I don't think I could make it that interesting. Is Hundred Line Last Defense Academy, which is a anime strategy game, which is it's a lot of fun, but it is very long, and I'm like, and there's parts of it that aren't voice acted. So when it comes to games that don't have like voice acting, I get too into it and I end up destroying my voice.
Oh, I feel. Ugh. I I don't know. With me, I've done. I've played, of course, games where like they don't have the voice acting. They have like the little like best example I can think of is probably like, do you know the game Kindergarten?
I've seen clips of it, yeah.
So there's definitely there's some characters that like always feel like you have to voice them, like not necessarily the same way, but like a certain like aspect, just based on how they are, like they're characters almost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my voice, like for me, I've never been in a place where I've lost my voice, and I've never been in a place where my throat has been like super sore afterwards. But during, like, it's gotten to the point, it's been a pain. I know what you mean in that aspect. It's
All right. Well,
honestly probably like around now, like not based on not based on me talking, but actually, when was it?
mm-hmm.
I had a surgery like 8 days ago now. I got my wisdom teeth removed, and so
Ooh.
like that's the yeah, all four. And so like I feel no like almost no pain at the moment, a little bit of sore, but like I can't open my jaw fully or close it fully. It's like it's weird.
Oh,
But
then you are really lucky about that. That like, because the fun thing is, a lot of people don't talk about it, but when you have like a live 2D model, you have to make kind of exaggerated expressions
movements,
or
yeah,
it won't
yeah, definitely.
register. And I got a new
Hmm.
model recently, and I'm like, oh, the rigging's so good. My face won't hurt from smiling so much.
it's yeah. No, I've seen little things on that where like there was what was there's aspects where you can make it just look so realistic, but the best way is always to just like kind of over exaggerate how you do like your just facial expressions, everything like that,
Oh,
and
definitely.
it ugh.
Hey, people like over the top cartoony reactions.
Yeah, that also like a for the aspect of the VTuber model, but also yeah, it does. You're definitely right on that. Like the exaggerated, almost exaggerated, if not um, responses or to do what's it called? Reactions can just they're great. A lot of people like them.
Oh, definitely. There's a reason why a lot of them that like I kind of feel for them. They're like, "Oh, you're as popular as you do. You're doing over the top reactions," but it's like, "Oh, I've talked to them behind the scenes, and I could just like hear like how dead tired they are." By the end of it, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't blame you."
Yeah.
But they're like, they got like a 3D model. They're jumping around. They're doing flips and stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, no, I'm too old for that shit."
Oh, oh, I like doing all that on stream. I'm just imagining like the second the stream turns off is just collapsing. At least I would be. I don't know about like I know there's some people out there that are just like insane with that stuff. They can just they never get tired somehow, and I envy that.
Oh, definitely not drinking my body weight like worth of caffeine.
Mm,
All right. Have you ever done any like crowd control streams?
uh, crowd control being what
The
is that?
like it's
It's
basically a
that
little bit more
yeah the
interactive for
extension.
your chat, being like, "Oh, you redeem this match point that does like this thing or that
Yeah. Okay.
thing."
Okay. I had not in the sense of isn't there? Are you talking about just in general or like the? Isn't there an extension like that? Or is that
Yeah,
what you're talking about? Or I
you know,
haven't done
that's a
the
little.
extension, but I've done a similar thing where I kind of did it manually, so to speak, when I was doing that 84-hour stream.
Oh
There'd
wow.
be with the channel points. Like I did certain things where there was aspects you could redeem things through there that was similar to that, and little like submit like you know those like I think it's like called marshmallow or little things where you can submit like confessions, like those
Oh
type of
yeah,
sites.
the
Mhm,
marshmallow, or there's another one,
mhm.
Telegram. That's what it's called. I think that's the
Not
English
I
version
use some
one.
of those not just for like the aspect of the confessions, but just like what's it called? Like using it for input and like just to get more like interactive with the people watching and just chat.
Like one of those
But
like spinny wheel things.
yeah, kind of. Like
Mmm.
I there was one of them. There was a it was like spin the wheel. Like if you look up like spin the wheel, like spin a wheel or something like that, that site that always comes up where like you
Yeah.
just spin a wheel, you put inputs on it. It was similar to that, but it would have it so like normally it would just be the same thing as spin the wheel. But
Yeah.
viewers could go in and basically per viewer put like they could put themselves on one part of the wheel, and so it would slightly increase the chance of it. Like it would, I think it was like 1/4 is the default. I'm forgetting what the site's called, but like whenever I do a little stream like that, they could go through and like just put themselves on that little percentage, and it would just up the chance of what they wanted.
Oh, that is really interesting because I know there's some like programs you could do that like with Mix It Up. There's quite a few. I'm trying to remember what the other one is called. Oh, Sammy, that's another one that's like you can do like a lot of like wild stuff for viewers. Or redeems. It's like, oh, all right, hold on, gotta swap out my headphones. Love it. Headphones love to die. Decided to die. Are you gonna get like an iPhone for when you get your live 2D model, or are you gonna try and go like
Uh,
webcam base?
I'm not exactly sure because like from everyone I've talked to, they've said that the iPhone is probably the best, or well, yeah, they said like iPhone, like just the phone is usually the best scenario. But I saved something and like I bookmarked it because there's a specific webcam that came out. It doesn't like attach to your computer. It's like a literal like stand
Mm-hmm.
that I saw someone like mention on Twitter, and then I'm forgetting who it was, but some streamer tried it out, where it's like it's basically like an AI face tracking webcam that's built almost for the aspect. It's not. It was. Its original intent wasn't just VTubing, but that was a huge like market of it, huge aspect. So I
Wow.
might try that. Honestly, I'm not. I might need to like get that semi soon because I like business from like a business perspective. I'm not sure exact. Like VTubing is definitely a huge thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure how profitable that margin of people would be for them to stay in business. I'm trying to like think
Definitely.
about it. Yeah, I'll figure something out when it comes to that. So far it's between that or just phone.
Yeah, I just originally used a webcam for that. I used it for a V-Roid or 3D model, then went live 2D because I had the funds for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, it's better, but it's improved so much since I started in 2021 2021. It's like, oh, I could be doing it because of like what Nvidia's released and stuff. VNyan, there's so much stuff. It's just kind of crazy.
So, from your perspective, would you say like the it'd be better to get like a really good webcam for it than like an iPhone?
Well, the thing is, I wouldn't recommend the latest iPhone because you can just go. I think they're out, gosh, up to 16 or 17. I think like any ones that have like face tracking would be like
Mm-hmm.
iPhone 10. I just ended up getting an
Mm-hmm.
old one, but that's all I use. I use an Android for my personal phone.
Mm-hmm.
But my
You just
webcam
have one
I
just for that, yeah.
use, it was only like $30 and it worked all right.
Mm-hmm.
The only
I
downside
mean,
of
personally, I
VTubing market niche being a lot of like sites or just like software will become abandonware, they'll close it down, and it's like always a bummer when that happens.
yeah, yeah, it's uh, uh, but yeah, I'm definitely I'm gonna look into that. Like, I need to like figure out the kind of pros and benefits because I have an iPhone. I have like an iPhone, I think 13 or something like that. But I'm just not sure. I don't know. I don't know if it would be better to try out that like the face tracking like webcam like stand thingy, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, sometimes I have to look into myself because that sounds like really cool. Because a lot of the other ones that have like, some face tracking or full body tracking, like those trackers get like really expensive, and I've heard like mixed things about it.
Yeah, this one I saw like it was only like 100. Well, I say only, but it was like around like 100 to $120, which when I say only, I mean like in the sense of those AI face tracking. Like, if you look at like other things, they're usually
Like
so much
Makopi,
more
that's at
expensive.
least
It's crazy.
$300, not counting like
Yeah,
import taxes from Japan.
it's wild.
It is. Is there a sponsor like something you would that would be like the dream for you to get in the future?
Um, Honestly, not really. Like, I'm trying to think, and like, I feel like there isn't a sponsorship that I am aiming for. I I feel like dream wise, I would like if I take a sponsor or anything like that, I'm going to have to like I'm going to look into it. I'm going to be the person who's like, this is something I would truly use myself, and otherwise I'm not gonna accept like the sponsorship. But I'm not sure if there's something to the degree where it's like I would really want to be like I'm aiming to be sponsored by something, if that makes
Mm.
sense.
Well, flipping that on its head a little bit, dream collab you have.
Ooh, um, honestly, I'm not too sure
It doesn't have to be like a
because
VTuber, it could be a flesh tuber streamer, etc.
because I'm trying to think about it, and the answer would probably be like because like I said, the only like big streamer I watched was Shoto. I would honestly say I would enjoy that, but I feel like I'm not sure that well, for instance of a dream streamer, from a dream collab, that would be definitely my dream.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be interesting, for sure. But
Out of
yeah,
curiosity, do you
that'd be my
normally
answer.
do like, I know there's some people, there's like this talk about collabs, like, they usually do a vibe check or some myself. It's just like, you know what, we're gonna roll the dice, see how it goes. If it's bad, it's bad. Are you the type to do like a vibe check when it comes to collabs in general?
What do you mean like a vibe check? Like hang out with the person beforehand?
Yeah, talk to them a little bit beforehand,
Mm,
off stream.
I guess usually not for the sense of like a vibe check per se. I usually don't like do it on that end. Like most of the people like that I've collabed with are feel like I still keep in contact with and all that. Like I talk to them all the time. Because usually I don't know. I like it a lot more on the aspect of even if it's like because there's so many people, it's unreal. I think it's unrealistic to say that like every person you're collabing with is gonna be your best friend.
Of
But there's
course.
a difference between that and it being completely like a transactional, like a oh
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be on your I'm gonna stream with you simply because like it'll be good for my stream or it'll
Mm-hmm.
be good content wise or PR whatever it is. I I would say I guess I do like kind of the vibe check, but not in the sense of like to decide if I'm going to stream with that person or not. Because in that scenario, like if someone wants to collab, I'm kind of down to just like roll the dice and do it. Worst comes to worst, if a collab goes like really bad in some way, I can always do something else. Um, but more times than not, I would say I've talked to the person before and all that. But again, I don't feel like that's because of the vibe check aspect. In my case, at least.
Oh, gotcha. There was some fun little rumors. This is like, gosh, some like grapevine stuff that people were literally like, I don't know if this was actual meme or just like, game of telephone, but some were charging people for like collabs and shout outs. And I'm just like, oh, that's so
Yeah.
scummy.
Uh, like I feel I 100% see it scummy. I agree with you 100%. But I can see some people doing like charging for shout outs because I know there's a lot of different like aspects of media where that is preeminent. But a collab like that feels I feel like that's even worse just for the fact of like you're like if it's a shout out, right? Like
Yeah.
if I'm paying someone to shout me out for some reason, and they do it, that means people from the entire aspect is people from their channel that watch them may come over and check me out, and if they like me, then they'll like follow, they'll do all that. But if you're doing a collab like that's already one thing because you're like paying them where it should be an instance of like if that person enjoys you and feels like people should see your content and stuff like that and they shout you out, then that should be the reason, not you sent them money. But like a collab aspect, that's that's an entirely different story because like you're just you're faking like that friendship between like you're faking the interaction between them where in the shout out you're just like you may be paying for the like viewers to come over and you get those potential viewers But if they stay or not is based on if they like you.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand that a little more than a collab, but like a collab where someone just like is putting on an act, like a persona, like being fake with someone, that feels a lot more than a shout out. But shout out definitely still. I don't know. I feel like it's. I, I'm kind of torn on it honestly because I feel like from the aspect of the person who's paying, I feel like it's more. I feel more like almost sad on that aspect of you paying someone to shout you out. I feel like that's more of a sad thing, like almost pity like. From the aspect of the person who is asking to be paid, I feel like that's really scummy. And I don't feel like it's a good scenario either way, but I'm trying to like I'm a little torn because I'm feeling more pitiful to the person who's sending money just for someone to say their name than I am like someone asking for you to give them money to say your name.
Do you think shout outs work in your opinion?
I'd say it depends. It depends on. I'd say if it's a random shout out with like no prior context, just no meaning or anything, then it depends on the size of the audience. Because if there is a huge audience and you randomly say a name, like a very small percentage of them, because you gave no context to that, so like no one knows if like you're like do like if you just say this person's good or something like that. Some people will go over and if they like you, they might stay or something like that. They might tune into your streams, whatever. But if it's a scenario where it's like for example, I got a notification recently where one of my friends who I talk to every once in a while, I haven't talked to him super much in the past, but he does like an appreciation post type deal where he'll just talk about like some people he appreciates and stuff like that. And if it's in that instance, like I feel like even in the sense of for example with that appreciation post, if I know that there's some people that have come over to my stream from that, but not even from the aspect of viewers. If there was no one who looked at me at all on from those like appreciation posts or anything like that, I wouldn't care because it like that aspect of him like doing that shout out to me means something to me personally that he finds me as like a good like friend and all that to do that, and that's the meaning I get from it. And but from the aspect of like a growth and like community wise, I would say it definitely depends on the context behind the shout out. Like if you're giving a meaning and you're saying like, oh, like I streamed with this person, or I was in this person's stream, I was talking to them, they seem interesting, come check them out, or this person did this and I really appreciate it, or yada yada yada. But if there's not really any meaning, then there's less people that will check you out. And I feel like it all depends on how you present the main part of your content. Because people that come over from a shout out, if they are gonna stay because they like you. They may follow because that streamer told them to, but if just because someone follows doesn't mean they're gonna tune in every stream or they're gonna talk. Like they could just follow and that's it. You never see them again.
Mm-hmm.
It's entirely dependent.
Yeah, from personal experience, it's kind of hit or miss, more miss than anything. It'll be like people thinking that, oh, you need like this hyper realistic supermodel. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. They'll be like looking at the design, be like, ooh, pretty. And if they don't like your personality or just don't, you're not for them, they'll be like, cool. They'll end up dipping. And that just happens. Life's funny. Some people end up dipping in general. But shadows are
Mhm.
kind of eh.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like yeah, I feel like it's like it's very dependent on like the context because like if it's a shout out, when I think of the word shout out, I think of like something where you are not directly involved. Because
Mm-hmm.
if it's a scenario where like let's say there's a YouTube video and it's from a specific channel, but there's some
Yeah.
other streamer that's in the video. I don't see necessarily that as like a shout out. That's more of like a almost like I wouldn't say credit, but like almost like a little more to that degree than a shout out in particular, because you're saying like, hey, you already see you see some of this person. It's not like just a random thing. Like they're in the video, you're linking them. You've already seen some of their personality. They're there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just something random, I don't know. It depends on like how many people decide to actually look into it.
Yeah. People's attention spans are short, so it's like it's one of those funny things. That and the turnover rate has been like, I think for VTubers around 2 to 3 years. A lot of them that I've noticed that they'll graduate or quit because it's like, I mean, we've gotten it down to like I literally knew a VTuber and they maybe were around for they were actually actively streaming for about 6 months before they quit because they kind of like thought, oh, I could just network my way and be the biggest streamer in the world. It's like, but you don't exist if you're just not, you don't post clips when you're not streaming. And they thought, oh, I'll just network
Yeah,
my way to being famous.
yeah. It's like the thing is, you can have the best stream ever. You can, it's the marketing aspect because it's like
Mm-hmm.
you can have the best content whatsoever, but if that doesn't get pushed to people, if no one sees it to begin with, doesn't matter how good it is, no one saw it to begin with. It's instantly disqualified.
Gotcha.
So if you don't have that there, and no one can see it, well, like what's kind of the point, I guess.
All right. What is something you feel that people have like slept on for? It could be game wise, content creation wise, or life in general that you think more people should know about, or it could just be a fun fact you want to share.
Hmm. Some things people sleep on. That's actually okay. Ah, on the spot, I'm trying to think. I'm not
It's
too
okay. I don't
sure
mind
because I'm
giving you
like,
some time to think about it.
yeah, okay. Give me 1 second. Let me think.
No problem.
I think of something like that would apply. Hmm. I would probably say,
Yeah.
one thing I feel like people sleep on. Just this is a aspect kind of in life,
Yeah.
which I see. I'd say I see more online than I do would say in person. Um, is kind of the valuations between words, actions, and intent. I would say a lot of people say like a lot. There's a saying that like words only mean so much, actions mean like more. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you can say like the best things, but if you don't take any action, it doesn't mean much. And a lot of people acknowledge that. But there's also like I'd say it definitely depends on certain factors, but there's definitely intent is a factor into that. Because like if someone puts in the effort, if someone tries and like they're doing all this like best example I can think of is like if someone gives you a gift, right?
Yeah.
If someone's just giving you a gift for let's say birthday, Christmas, something like that, and they give you something sentimental, like they may give you let's say you have some sentimental value to some sort of keyboard growing up or something like some inside joke or something
Yeah.
is regarding that. Well, they could get you a gift that may be more expensive or not even the expensive part, but like is a better keyboard in general,
Mm-hmm.
or they could get you that sentimental value that holds special meaning to you as a person. The intent there is different than necessarily the result, and like it's a little bit of a I'm struggling to find a good like analogy to it because that's not exactly to the degree, but it's it's definitely interesting to see some people like some people will do good things with bad intent and some people will do bad things with good intent and people will blur the lines and have different reactions on certain things like that. And I feel like not even the aspect of it as a whole being slept on, but just the acknowledgement and thought process behind it, like actually registering it and thinking about it for a second as yourself.
Mm-hmm. Anybody in chat have any questions in particular for Soup, or do you have any questions for me in particular?
Um, hmm. Let me think. Okay, what? Well, just back at you. The same exact question. What would you say? Like, let's take it on streaming wise. Like,
All
not
right.
necessarily streamer, but like something to do with content creation. What is the thing you would say is like most slept on in your opinion?
My opinion is being your genuine self and basically people writing off platforms because they get bad PR, kick, because they're like, oh, they're too edgy. Well, so was Twitch, so was YouTube. People just being so close minded, not saying like multi-streaming, not saying, hey, just try it. If you don't like it, that's okay, but not giving it a fair shot, it's not right in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I hmm. I would say like I agree with that. There are some aspects where I feel definitely fully agree with the what's it called, the aspect of the personality and like the I feel like it's not necessarily I don't know. I feel like a lot of people acknowledge and say that like being your genuine self matters so much. Like you being the same on camera as off camera is so like meaningful. But I don't feel like a lot of people truly feel that way. So I
Mm-hmm.
100% agree with you in that sense. Like I feel like there's a lot of people that say it but don't really mean it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mm, yeah, yeah. It's a huge thing.
Oh, definitely. A lot of people, want to be famous, and it's just crazy that so many like people now want to be like it's like the top like career people like, oh, everybody wants to be an influencer, and I'm like, do you really though? Like,
But that's the thing for me. Almost every influencer that like I follow in some sense or way as is always like they're definitely happy in their position, and they feel like they feel like they are very lucky and fortunate. But there are a bunch of people that would say like it's it's not almost all of them say it's not as good as it seems in a bunch of scenarios. There's a lot of sacrifice.
mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's like harder that I'm not gonna say like I know there was that rage bait kind of thing where it's like I'm forgetting I think it was Phaser or something like that that did like the streaming's harder than a 9 to 5, and there's an entire like ugh,
Also
I'm not
depends on
saying
what your
anything
nine
like
to
that.
five is too.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's actually a fair point. It's like, but the I don't know. I don't think. Have you seen the video that they were saying?
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about, where they just said it's
Yeah,
like the hardest job they ever had, and I'm like curious. I'm like, did you have any other jobs? Like, what did you do? Or you just like some kid straight out of high school? You're like, this is the only job I ever known. So it's like you don't know like reference points here.
not even just that, but like there was a huge disconnect, which made it feel like I genuinely believe it was rage bait to a degree, to a high degree, because otherwise, I would say it'd be worse if it's not that. There'd be that disconnect because one of their points was literally um, that they spend so much time trying to hit trick shots and a normal person couldn't do that, and
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons because they spent time in their room playing a game they enjoyed to do a task. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't think the normal person could do it. There was a few things like that that were definitely interesting to say the least, which I hope and I feel like was rage bait was that there's that little like doubt in my mind that it was genuinely just they were so disconnected from just kind of reality. But yeah,
I think
that
it
would
could
be.
be because they run into the issues of ideological echo chambers, or like I've seen people, it happen with Discord, like they're just lying to people's faces. It's like, listen, they're like, oh yeah, it's not that bad, it's not that bad, it's not a serious situation. It's like when it actually isn't, they need an actual friend to be like, hey, we have an actual issue that we need to address.
Hmm. And like for example, just echo chambers. That's definitely like I would say that's definitely a factor. If you're in a house with people that are doing that constantly and you have no outside like reference and you have this luxurious lifestyle, it's 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 like there's different levels of problems. Like if someone is in a different position or like fortunate enough in life where they don't have to deal with a different struggle that someone else might face, it might feel like the two things may not be comparable in the sense of like the task itself or the issue itself, but the feeling sent behind it, if they have no point of reference,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely can like it can make people think certain ways. And an echo chamber, in my opinion, is like well, in most people's opinion, I'd say it's never good. But it's the difference between recognizing and saying that you are in an echo chamber and just saying, "Oh, echo chambers are bad," but that's not us. That's everyone else, not us. I feel like that's the issue.
That, and you have to run into the can of worms. It's like, how open minded is this person? How willing are they listen to be like, agree, disagree, or they're like, I'll hear you out, but I'm not going to agree. It's just like, it feels like everybody is like villainizing against each other. It's us against them against us. And it's just like, we're people, all people at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's like for example, I like there's a bunch of little takes where I would say like if I disagree with someone on certain takes, then I always will be the person that'll say like I will hear you out and listen to your take on it. Even if it's something I very much disagree with, I will listen to your reasoning, I'll listen to all that, and I will consider like I'm not gonna be the person that's like, oh, I'm gonna act like I'm listening, but really I'm just like instantly negating anything you say and not letting it like not thinking about it at all. I'll genuinely think about that. I may at the end of the day I may disagree with your point still, and you're like it may be true to you or not necessarily just true to you, but you may feel a certain way different than me, and that's fine. But then to take it and just almost not just almost dehumanize people and like just divide is ugh.
It is.
It is what it is. It's an entire issue.
All right. Why the name Hot Soup Soup Man, or not Soup Man?
For not Hot Superman,
Yeah.
the original and like most things, it's Hot Superman. Not Hot Superman. Very simple. I originally had an account Hot Superman on Twitch. I lost it
Mm-hmm.
for a little. I've like it was I had it very like a very short amount of time, and I forgot the password, and I didn't go through the process of doing that, and so I literally made a new account, not Hot Superman. I was originally planning on going back to Hot Superman. However, if you look at my name right now, the
Yeah.
not is like the N is capitalized, but the O and T aren't.
Yeah.
Originally, the entire thing was capitalized. Now, I it was very funny to me because I would join chats and half the time people would say not hot Superman. What other word do you think you can see in that if all of them are capitalized?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I would like half the time people would say, "Thank you for the follow." No thought Superman. That's an interesting name. And it was always just a funny reaction. So like I decided to keep it. That's the reasoning for like the not hot Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, just kind of a joke, but it kind of like I didn't intend it to be that. But then the first time like someone said it, I'm like, this is kind of funny. I'm gonna keep it this way. I've uncapitalized it so it's like less obvious now,
Yeah.
but still. For Hot Superman as a whole, though, it was as simple as It was my Xbox username that I
Mm-hmm.
made when I was really young. And it's been like my online tag for just everything, for just ever. Because I've always loved puns,
Mm-hmm.
and there's not a huge meaning to it. Like I was into comic books and stuff like that. I wouldn't say Superman like as a whole or anything like that. I wasn't like a huge fan. Wasn't not a fan. I just thought of the pun. I was talking with my dad about something, and like I was coming up with an Xbox username, and I came up with it, and it just stuck. It just stayed. Nothing like too deep about it.
Oh,
I just like
I just
puns,
thought
and
you're
it's
like a
there.
soup
Yeah.
fan,
No,
not like
not even that. No,
Superman.
it's literally hot Superman. It's like it's supposed to be just a pun. Hot Superman.
No, gotcha, gotcha.
And yeah, I do like soup, but not to the degree where I'd name myself after it.
Not a soup
I've definitely
enthusiast.
become yeah, I've definitely become more knowledgeable about it because of my username being this. Because I've looked into because people have asked.
Yeah. All I just think is like when I first seen it on Twitter, I'm like, why do I think of the soup meme? The clothing starts at the soup.
There's a lot of people that have said that. Yeah.
That is just like
it,
a
it
such a time capsule of like the 2010s
yeah.
too.
Yeah, definitely. uh, I'm trying to think because like it shows you kind of where I grew up because when I think of that meme, I think of the version which is like I don't know if this was the most popular, but it was like there was always those like for multiple fandoms and everything like that. I think it was like so big that most fandoms would have some version of it.
Yeah.
But the one I always think of is not like the original or anything like that. It's Papyrus and Sans of like Undertale.
Oh.
And I don't like that. I know it's not that's not the original meme, but that is like that's what I think of whenever I hear it instantly.
Do you know where the original meme originated?
I've seen the video. I don't know any of the context.
It's a parody from a user. They haven't been like actually active in years. Purple Eyes, WTF, and they were doing like an abridged kind of parody of Code Geass, and they just ended up doing some weird like. I guess the best way to do it would be Monty Python s just out of left field, and people just thought it was hilarious.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely like it was very. I remember watching it and just it was funny.
It
You
is.
didn't expect it, and yeah, I didn't know where it came. I'd seen the original video, but I didn't know what it came from. So
Yeah, I've been watching YouTube for way too long. It's just like, is this your first rodeo or attempt at doing like the whole content creation thing, or did you do it in the past when you were younger?
I would say serious, first serious attempt. I would say definitely there has been way more attempts that are not serious that I would say
Mm.
because when I remember the story like the first time I started content creation. Let me see what the date was because there was when I do know because it was based on a game. I remember I was watching YouTube and it was when like I had bought Fortnite when it was Save the World, not Battle Pass. The Battle
Oh.
Pass had first not Battle sorry not Battle Pass Battle Royale. Battle Royale came
Mm-hmm.
out. I'd seen like a video on it, so it's still season one, and so it's around that time, and I decided that I'd want to do something like that. I didn't know what OBS was. I didn't know any of streaming softwares. I was on my Xbox,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up taking an iPad, taking industrial grade clamps, and clamping it to the back of my futon couch in front of a TV, turning the camera app on, and live streaming it through the YouTube app. It wasn't like it wasn't the TV screen itself. It was a camera angle of the TV screen,
Oh wow, you went
and
like super retro with the Let's Play thing.
that was well. Let me see what was the date then. When did Battle Royale?
I think it was 2017,
Um,
2018, around that time.
Fortnite Battle Royale. Let's see. It was September 26th, 2017.
Yeah, because I remember I was working retail and like I remember getting really popular, and I would just see the kids on the monitors just like doing every kind of Fortnite dance, and it's just like, and some of the older coworkers are like, "What are these kids doing? Is this the new hip dance craze?"
Yeah, cause I remember it was when was it? And it was Save the World. I remember I walked into a GameStop and I was just looking for random games and the guy recommended Save the World and I played it like I played it not that much, not gonna lie. But I got all the perks for like having it before Battle Royale because of that. When did
Nice.
July 25th is when that came out. So not even that huge of a like time window in between it.
Yeah.
Literally, okay, yeah, 2 months. I had that before. Oh, damn. I didn't realize it was that short between. Oh,
Yeah. Now it feels like everything at one point was trying to be a battle royale. And I think we're
yeah,
slowly
after
starting
like
to
yeah,
like get away
the
from that.
battle royale everything. Yeah.
Like everything there
Well, I
for a
mean, to
while
be
was
fair,
trying to be
Fortnite
the
made
next
so much
Minecraft.
money. Like, yeah, Fortnite made so much money that like I completely understand why. Like for business aspect, everything would like it makes sense why people would try. It's just an
Definitely.
easy way to make money.
That or everything wants to be like a live service game, and it's like, but there's only so like many hours you have, and it's like you're hoping that you have someone
Mm.
with more money than time to just throw money at it. And they ran into the issue, like I know Concord, gosh, I think they weren't even like live for 2 weeks before they ended up taking
Ooh,
that whole thing down.
Concord, yeah, was a huge. That's the Concord of games. It's literally a saying. Ugh, it's bad when your game is like referenced as whenever there's a huge flop. Ugh.
Yeah, I know there's Skull and Bones. That's another big one that like flopped. There's quite a few, and it's just crazy. It's like become the record for that.
Yeah, it's. Ugh. Let's see. Um, I don't know how long you usually go on on these
I was just about
streams.
to wrap it up here,
I was
and
gonna say yeah.
it is late. I really do
Yeah, it's
appreciate.
getting late for me
Before you
too.
head out, what's your streaming schedule so people can find you? When you're live and stuff, or at least give us an idea.
Uh, to be announced.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sporadic. Usually, like I'll just post like either the day or 2 days before on like my Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm pretty sporadic, and that
Ah,
I need to work on
gotcha.
that. Sometime usually during the afternoon, like EST around
Mm-hmm.
like if I do stream that day, usually it'll be EST like anywhere from 12 p.m. to 7, somewhere in
Nice.
between there. Huge time frame, but yeah,
I mean, not bad. All
yeah.
right.
All right,
Well,
well,
I appreciate you coming
I appreciate you
on.
for thank you for having me. It
Oh,
was
of
fun.
course, of course. All right. Well, have a
Uh,
good evening.
have a great evening. Bye
Bye.
bye.